So, most of the people in here have probably heard of Kanye West, whether you like him or not. He's a very public figure and very controversial figure in society, and he's normally in the news. As of lately, he's been in the news a lot more than usual because of the release of his new album and the many controversies surrounding it. When this album was first announced in 2015, it was titled "So Help Me God," and this was the original cover art. Less than a month after, he changed the name to Swish, and many people were surprised by this. And it was pretty quiet until New Year's of 2015, turning into 2016. He surprise released a new song called Facts. Later that month, he revealed the release date for his album, which would be February 11th. Again, he was quiet for a few weeks until he released the first track list and his infamous notepad, which gained many signatures and was very famous on social media. After this, he announced that he would start up Good Fridays again, which he had done on a previous album, where every Friday up until the release of his album, he would release a new song. After he had released the track list and everything, he came back out and changed the album title again, this time to Waves. He also changed up the track list a little bit and added more songs, as you can see here. More songs were added, and signatures from other artists, producers, and celebrities that had helped him with his album started to become more prominent each time until he had changed it again. After he changed his album title to this, he got in a very publicized Twitter fight with fellow rapper Wiz Khalifa over a disagreement about the choice of naming this album title and something Wiz Khalifa had said that Kanye thought it was about his wife, Kim Kardashian. After this, Kanye tweeted a lot of tweets that were very controversial, and most were deleted after that. After this, Kanye announced his third fashion show for his Yeezy clothing line through Adidas. This would be called Yeezy Season 3, and it would be at Madison Square Garden, where it would also hold the listening party, as it would be on the same day he would release his album, February 11th. According to Pitchfork, the album was sold out. The listening party and fashion show sold out Madison Square Garden in less than 5 minutes. Around the same time came the third change of his album. The third change of his album title to, he just announced TLOP and told everyone that would guess it would get a free copy of the album or a free pair of Yeezys, which are very expensive shoes that sell out very fast. According to Rolling Stone, over 30 people guessed the title of this album correctly, and Kanye followed up on his promises, sending them all for a free pair of Yeezys that were signed. After the Yeezy fashion show and the listening party that was streamed on Tidal, the album didn't release on any store, any online stores or streaming services, so many people were confused by this. It was then announced that he would perform on Saturday Night Live on February 13th. When it came to his performance, he performed 2 new songs, and after the album dropped on Tidal, a streaming service run by Jay-Z, and it actually crashed his website and Tidal for a bit whenever it dropped, because so many people got on to listen to it. Around the same time, he became more active on Twitter, as of not tweeting very much before. He started tweeting a lot more rants and stuff. He also went and tweeted about his $53 million debt, which became a very publicized thing that he said, and many people criticizing him and stuff. Actually, this was not an actual debt, as he's not negative in anything. He was just saying he has put $53 million towards his ideas, towards his company. So he's not actually negative, as Kris Jenner specified when she went on Ellen. Also around this time, probably the biggest controversy surrounding this album was his dispute with Taylor Swift, who they had been friends with, they had a controversial history and had became friends, and now not so much after he had a line about her on his album. He claimed that she gave him permission for this on Twitter and in an interview, but her camp had said that they did not have a phone call about giving permission, that he had said they did. So that part is not really cleared up as to who's right and who's wrong in that, but that's probably the most controversial thing that came out of this album release. But after it was released on Tidal, it seemed to only be on Tidal. It wasn't on the iTunes Store, Spotify, or any other streaming services. So many people were wondering why this was, when it would be released on other things. And then he tweeted that it would only be on Tidal forever. So Tidal was much more expensive than other streaming services, so many people just made free trials and stuff. He also tweeted that he's done releasing CDs forever, that CDs are a dead art form, so he'll never release a CD of this album. He started updating. He changed one song, Famous, on the album on Tidal and added new lines to it. And so he continued to update this album as it was already released, which has not really been done before. And according to Tidal.com, he will continue to update this album more and have more changes for it. As they emailed fans and announced that their free trials were extended to another 30 days because of this. Earlier this month, he had a pop-up shop in New York for merch for this album. According to Pitchfork, it was held March 18th through 20th and had very extensive lines outside that would stretch for blocks. Though he last month announced that he would have another album coming out this summer. So he would release 2 albums in 1 year, and there are more updates to this album still coming. So there are more updates to this album still coming, so the story of this album is still unfolding.